Queens, New York. March 2011. The fluorescent lights of McDonald's on Northern Boulevard flicker with that familiar industrial hum, the kind that becomes white noise after your first month, the kind that burrows into your skull after your first year. It's 11:47 p.m., the late shift. Donald Trump, 25 years old, stands behind the register, his red polyester uniform stained with grease spots that won't come out no matter how many times it goes through the wash. The restaurant smells like old fry oil and industrial cleaner. A drunk couple argues near the soda fountain. A taxi driver scrolls through his phone at a corner booth, his coffee long since cold. The drive-through speaker crackles with static. Donald's name tag is crooked. It reads, "Donald, happy to serve you." He is not happy. His feet ache in the non-slip shoes, cheap knockoffs from a discount store on Roosevelt Avenue because he couldn't afford the real ones. His lower back throbs from standing for 8 hours. His hands smell like pickles and sanitizer. There's a burn on his right forearm from the fry station. His third this month. This is his life. $8.75 an hour. 35 hours a week. They keep him just under 40 so they don't have to provide benefits. His take-home is about $1,100 a month. Rent for his studio apartment above a laundromat in Jamaica, Queens, is $950. After rent, he has $150 for everything else. Food, MetroCard, phone bill, laundry, existence. He is always behind. Always scrambling. Always one emergency away from complete collapse. His manager, a man named Kevin who's worked here for 14 years and talks constantly about company loyalty, watches him from the office. Kevin is 39 years old and makes $42,000 a year. Kevin considers this success. Kevin has 3 kids and drives a 2004 Honda Civic with 190,000 miles on it. Kevin's greatest achievement, he often says, is never missing a shift in 6 years. Donald looks at Kevin and sees his future. It terrifies him. The night drags on. A group of teenagers comes in at midnight, loud and obnoxious, ordering 20 McChickens and laughing at some inside joke Donald will never understand. He takes their order with a practiced smile that doesn't reach his eyes. One of them films him on their phone, probably for some stupid YouTube video or Vine compilation. "Yo, can you say welcome to McDonald's but like really enthusiastic?" Donald stares at the camera, at the kid holding it, at the other kids laughing in the background. "No," he says flatly. They laugh harder. They think he's joking. He's not. At 12:30 a.m, Kevin calls him into the back office. The office is a cramped room with a desk, a filing cabinet, and a poster on the wall that says "Teamwork makes the dream work," with a picture of hands stacking on top of each other. "Donald, we need to talk about your attitude." "My attitude is fine. You told a customer no when they asked you to do something. They wanted me to perform for their camera, like a trained monkey." Kevin sighs. He's heard this before. Donald has been written up twice in the past 6 months for poor customer interaction. "Look, I get it. The job isn't glamorous, but you need to smile more. Be friendlier. The customer is always right." "The customer is an arsehole." "Donald, I'm not being rude, Kevin. I'm being accurate. That kid wanted to humiliate me for internet points, and you want me to smile while he does it?" Kevin rubs his temples. He looks tired. He always looks tired. "Just try harder, okay? Corporate is cracking down on customer satisfaction scores. If they drop, hours get cut. If hours get cut, people get laid off. Then maybe corporate should pay us more so we actually care." Kevin doesn't respond. There's nothing to say. They both know the truth. This job doesn't pay enough to care. It doesn't pay enough to live. It barely pays enough to survive. Donald leaves the office, goes back to the register. The drunk couple is arguing louder now. Something about someone named Jennifer. The taxi driver is still on his phone, nursing the same cold coffee. This is Donald's life. Every night, every shift, every interaction, a loop, a trap, a cage made of polyester and minimum wage. 1:30 a.m. Donald climbs the stairs to his apartment. The building smells like mildew, and someone's cooking, curry or stew, something heavy that lingers in the hallway. His legs are heavy. His uniform reeks. The studio is 280 square feet. A mattress on the floor. A mini fridge that hums too loud. A microwave on top of a plastic storage container. No stove, no oven. A bathroom so small you have to stand sideways to close the door. The window overlooks the laundromat. Through the glass, he can see the machines tumbling in the dark. The attendant sleeping in a plastic chair. The neon sign flickering. Wash and dry, open 24 hours. This is his view. This is his kingdom. The walls are thin. He can hear his neighbours through the drywall. The couple upstairs fights every night. The old man next door watches television at full volume until 3 a.m. The building super, a Russian man named Dmitri, fixes nothing and collects rent like clockwork. Donald's apartment is furnished with items from the street and goodwill. A folding chair that wobbles. A plastic table from IKEA that he assembled wrong and never fixed. A lamp with no shade. Posters on the walls. Motivational quotes he printed from the internet. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. The only limit is yourself. Platitudes that mean nothing when you're eating ramen for the 4th night in a row. He sits on the edge of his mattress, takes off his shoes. His socks are damp with sweat. His feet are covered in blisters. He peels off his uniform, throws it in the corner with the rest of his dirty laundry. He'll wash it tomorrow at the laundromat downstairs. $3.50 to wash, $2.50 to dry, $6 he can't afford, but has to spend anyway. Donald eats leftover McDonald's, a Big Mac he made during his break and smuggled out in his backpack. He's not supposed to take food home, but everyone does it. It's an unspoken rule. You work here, you eat here. It's the only way the math works. The Big Mac is cold now. The bun is soggy. The lettuce is wilted. But it's free, and free means it doesn't come out of his $150 monthly budget for everything else. He sits on the edge of his mattress, opens his laptop, a 2008 Dell Inspiron that takes 4 minutes to boot up. The screen has a crack in the corner from when he dropped it last year. The keyboard is missing, the N key. He has to press extra hard on the rubber nub underneath to make it register. He doesn't know why he opens Reddit. Just habit. Just something to do in the hollow space between work and sleep. Just a way to pretend he's connected to something larger than this 280 square foot cage. He scrolls through our technology, past articles about the iPad 2, past debates about Android versus iPhone, past something about Netflix streaming, past an article about Facebook reaching 600 million users. Then he sees it. A post with 47 upvotes. Bitcoin hits $1. This could actually change everything. Donald clicks. The article is dense, technical, full of terms he doesn't understand. Blockchain, decentralized ledger, proof of work, cryptographic hashing, peer-to-peer networks, Byzantine fault tolerance. But the core idea is simple enough. Digital money. No banks, no government, no middlemen taking a cut. Just code, just math, just trust in the system itself rather than trust in institutions. Donald reads the Wikipedia page for Bitcoin, then the original white paper by someone named Satoshi Nakamoto. He doesn't understand most of it. The cryptography is beyond him. The computer science is beyond him. But he understands the philosophy. Money is a social construct, a shared delusion. We agree that green pieces of paper have value, so they do. We agree that numbers in a bank's database represent wealth, so they do. Bitcoin is the same thing, except instead of trusting JP Morgan or the Federal Reserve, you trust the code, you trust the math, you trust the network of thousands of computers around the world, verifying every transaction. It's beautiful in its simplicity, radical in its implications. If Bitcoin works, banks become obsolete. Governments lose control. The entire financial system gets rebuilt from scratch. Donald keeps reading. He finds a forum called Bitcoin Talk. The discussion is intense, religious almost. People arguing about mining difficulty, transaction speeds, scalability, double spend attacks. He doesn't understand half the words, but he understands the energy. These people believe. They're not talking about making money. They're talking about changing the world. One post stands out, written by someone with the username Hal. I'm fascinated by Bitcoin. I think it has the potential to change the world in ways we can't even imagine yet. 10 years from now, we'll look back on this moment and realize we were witnessing the birth of something extraordinary. Donald checks the date. The post is from 2009, 2 years ago. He searches for the current price. Bitcoin is trading at $1.13. He opens another tab, creates an account on an exchange called MTGOX. The name sounds like it's from a fantasy novel. The website looks like it was designed in 2003, but it's functional. He stares at his Chase Bank account on his phone. Balance, $847. Rent is due in 6 days. He's already 2 days late. His landlord, Mr. Kowalski, has texted him twice. Rent Friday or out Saturday. No negotiation, no sympathy, just business. Donald does the math in his head. If he pays rent, he has nothing. $150 for food, transportation, phone, laundry, emergencies. Any emergency, a doctor's visit, a broken phone, a ticket from the MTA, and he's overdrafting. And overdraft fees are $35, which means he'll be in the hole, which means next month will be worse. This is the cycle, this is the trap. But what if he doesn't pay rent? What if he takes that $847 and buys Bitcoin? It's insane, it's stupid, it's financial suicide. But what's the alternative? Keep working at McDonald's for $8.75 an hour until he's 39 like Kevin? Until he's broken and tired and calling a $42,000 salary success? His father's face flashes in his mind. Fred Trump, Walmart employee, 23 years in electronics, laid off in 2008, dead in 2010, heart attack at 62. The doctors said it was stress. But Donald knew better. The company killed him. The loyalty killed him. The belief that if you just work hard enough, show up every day, never complain, eventually you'll be rewarded. Fred believed that until the day they handed him a severance check and walked him out of the building. Donald will not be his father. He hovers over the button on MTGOX. Buy 700 Bitcoin. Total, $791. His heart is pounding, his hands are shaking, his stomach is churning. This is insane. This is stupid. This is the only choice that makes sense. He clicks. The transaction processes. The screen shows a loading animation, a spinning circle that feels like it lasts forever. Then, transaction complete. He refreshes the page. Bitcoin balance, 702 hours BTC. Donald Trump, 25 years old, McDonald's employee, has just bet his entire life on internet money that most people have never heard of and will never believe in. He doesn't sleep that night. He lies on his mattress, staring at the ceiling, watching the shadows from the laundromat's neon sign dance across the water-stained drywall. What has he done? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Rent is due. Mr. Kowalski texts. Where's rent? Donald stares at the message, doesn't respond. Another text. Donald, I need rent today. I have people waiting for this apartment. This is not a bluff. Mr. Kowalski owns 4 buildings in Jamaica. He has a waiting list. Donald is replaceable. Everyone is replaceable. Donald texts back. Need until Monday. I get paid on Monday. This is a lie. He gets paid every 2 weeks. His next paycheck is 9 days away. And even when it comes, it'll be for $140 after taxes. Not enough for rent, not enough for anything. Mr. Kowalski responds immediately. You don't pay Monday, you're out Tuesday. No extensions. Business is business. Donald doesn't respond. He goes to work. The shift feels longer than usual. Kevin notices something is off. You okay, Donald? I'm fine. You sure? You look like you haven't slept. I said I'm fine. But he's not fine. He's checking the Bitcoin price every 15 minutes on his phone in the bathroom. $1.13, $1.09, $1.21, $1.15, $1.08. It's barely moving, just oscillating in a narrow range. Going nowhere. He's going to lose his apartment. He's going to be homeless, all because he gambled on internet money that nobody's ever heard of. His co-worker Maria notices him checking his phone obsessively. What are you looking at? Nothing. Come on, what is it? Stocks? Crypto? She says crypto like it's a punchline, like it's something only idiots fall for. Something like that, Donald mutters. My cousin lost $10,000 on penny stocks. Be careful with that stuff. It's all a scam. Donald wants to scream. He wants to explain that this isn't a scam. This is different. This is revolutionary. But he doesn't. He just nods. Yeah, I'll be careful. The rest of the shift is a blur. Orders, complaints, grease, pickles, the smell of disinfectant. The drunk couple is back, arguing about Jennifer again. The taxi driver orders a coffee, sits in the same booth. Donald is in hell. A fluorescent-lit minimum wage hell. Saturday, Bitcoin is at 118. Donald wakes up at noon. His phone has 7 messages from Mr. Kowalski. Rent today or out tomorrow? I'm serious, Donald. I have a family moving in next week. They already signed the lease. Don't make me get the sheriff involved. Donald sits on his mattress, head in his hands. What has he done? He opens his laptop, checks MT Gox. His 700 Bitcoin are worth $826. He could sell right now, pay rent, have $76 left over, survive another month, but then what? Next month comes, and the month after that, and he's back to the same cycle, the same trap. No. If he's going to be poor, he might as well be poor with a chance he doesn't sell. Sunday. Bitcoin is at $1.22. Mr. Kowalski knocks on his door at 10 a.m. Donald doesn't answer. Another knock. Harder this time. Donald, I know you're in there. Open the door. Silence. I'm putting an eviction notice on your door. You have 72 hours to vacate. After that, I'm changing the locks and putting your stuff on the street. Donald hears footsteps, hears paper sliding under the door. He looks at the notice, official letterhead, legal language, 72 hours. He opens his laptop. Bitcoin is at $1.24. His 700 Bitcoin are worth $868. Still not enough for rent. Monday. Bitcoin is at $1.31. His 700 Bitcoin are worth $917. Enough for rent. Barely. Donald makes a decision. He sells 600 Bitcoin for $786. Keeps 100. He pays rent. $950. He overdrafts his account by $164. The overdraft fee is $35. He now has 100 Bitcoin and negative $199 in his checking account. He eats ramen for 2 weeks, the cheap kind from the dollar store, 6 packets for $1. He eats 2 packets a day. That's $7 per week, $14 for 2 weeks. His phone bill is due, $45. He doesn't pay it. The service gets suspended. His MetroCard runs out. He can't afford to reload it. He walks to work, 4 miles each way, 8 miles a day. His feet blister, his shoes fall apart. At work, Kevin pulls him aside. You seem off lately, Donald. Everything okay? Yeah, everything's fine. You sure? Because if you need help, I don't need help. I need a raise. Kevin laughs, not meanly, just tired, resigned. We all need a raise, Donald, but corporate sets the wages. There's nothing I can do. Then what's the point of you? Kevin's face hardens. Excuse me? If you can't change anything, if you can't help anyone, if you're just a puppet for corporate, what's the point of you being a manager? I enforce the policies, I maintain the operations, I ensure customer satisfaction. You're a prison guard in a polyester uniform. Kevin stares at him. For a moment, Donald thinks he's going to get fired. Part of him hopes he will. But Kevin just shakes his head. Get back to work. Donald does. But something has shifted. Some invisible line has been crossed. He's done pretending this job matters. April 2011. Bitcoin is at $1. and 80 cents. Donald's 100 Bitcoin are worth $180. It's not life-changing. It's barely anything. But it's more than he had before. He's on Bitcoin Talk every night, reading every thread, absorbing everything. People talk about mining, using computers to verify transactions and earn Bitcoin. Donald doesn't have a good computer. His laptop can barely run Chrome without freezing. But he learns. He watches YouTube videos with titles like "What is Bitcoin?" and "Bitcoin Explained Simply" and "Why Bitcoin Will Change Everything." Most of them have fewer than 1,000 views. Most of the comments are skeptical. This is a scam. This will never work. Only criminals use Bitcoin. But some comments are different. This is the future. I just bought my first Bitcoin. 10 years from now, we'll all wish we'd bought more. Donald creates an account on Bitcoin Talk. Username, RealDonaldYC. He posts in a thread about Bitcoin adoption. I work at McDonald's and I spent my rent money on Bitcoin. Am I an idiot? The responses are mixed. Yes, you're an idiot. Never invest more than you can afford to lose. You're not an idiot. You're early. Most people won't understand this for years. McDonald's pays minimum wage. You're already losing. At least this way, you have a chance. That last comment resonates. The username is OG Bitcoin Hodler. Donald clicks on their profile. They've been on the forum since 2009. They bought Bitcoin at 6 cents. Donald does the math. If this person bought 10,000 Bitcoin at 6 cents, they spent $600. At the current price of $1.80, their 10,000 Bitcoin are worth $18,000, a 30 times return in 2 years. Donald stares at his screen. If Bitcoin goes to $100, his 100 Bitcoin will be worth $10,000. If it goes to $1,000, they'll be worth $100,000. It seems impossible, insane, delusional. But what if it's not? May 2011, Bitcoin hits $8. Donald's 100 Bitcoin are worth $800. He's made back his original investment. He's broken even. Maria sees him smiling during a shift. What are you so happy about? Nothing. Come on, you've been miserable for weeks. Now you're smiling. What happened? Donald considers telling her, but he doesn't. People don't understand. They can't understand. They'll call him stupid. They'll call him reckless. They'll tell him to sell. Just having a good day, he says. Maria shrugs, goes back to wiping down tables. Donald checks his phone in the bathroom. Bitcoin is at $8.50. His 100 Bitcoin are worth $850. He wants to text someone. Tell someone, share this with someone. But there's no one to tell. His father is dead. His mother thinks he's an idiot. He has no siblings, no close friends. Just co-workers who tolerate him. And a landlord who wants him gone. He's alone with his Bitcoin and his belief. Summer 2011. Bitcoin hits $10 in June. Then $15. Then $20. Donald's 100 Bitcoin are worth $2,000. He still doesn't sell. His co-workers think he's acting strange. Kevin pulls him aside again. You've been distracted lately. I'm fine. You're burning fries, you're giving customers the wrong orders, you're on your phone constantly. I said I'm fine. If you can't focus, maybe you need some time off. I don't need time off. I need you to leave me alone. Kevin writes him up. A formal warning. 1 more, and he's suspended. 2 more, and he's fired. Donald doesn't care. Bitcoin hits $30 in June. His 100 Bitcoin are worth $3,000. Then Bitcoin crashes. $30 becomes $20. Then $15. Then $10. By July, Bitcoin is at $8. Donald's 100 Bitcoin are worth $800. He's back where he started. The forums are in chaos. People are panicking, selling, calling Bitcoin a bubble, a scam, a Ponzi scheme. I told you this was too good to be true. Everyone who bought at $30 is fucked. Bitcoin is dead. Long live Bitcoin. But some people are calm. the OG holders, the people who've been here since 2009. This is normal. Volatility is part of the game. If you can't handle the swings, you don't deserve the gains. Donald reads that comment over and over. If you can't handle the swings, you don't deserve the gains. He doesn't sell. August 2011. Bitcoin stabilizes around $10 to $12. Donald picks up extra shifts, works 50, sometimes 60 hours a week, comes home exhausted, falls asleep with his laptop open, the glow of Bitcoin talk, threads illuminating his face. He saves every dollar, lives on expired McDonald's food and dollar store ramen. His diet consists of Big Macs, McChickens, fries and sodium-heavy noodles. He develops headaches, his skin breaks out. He's tired all the time, but he saves. By the end of August, he has $400 in his account. Bitcoin is at $9. He buys 44 more Bitcoin. Total holdings, 144 Bitcoin. His average cost, $1,210. If Bitcoin goes to $100, he'll have $14,400. If it goes to $1,000, he'll have $144,000. These numbers feel impossible, but he believes. September 2011. Donald meets Melania at a house party in Astoria. It's a friend of a friend situation. Someone from his high school invited him. He almost doesn't go. He hates parties, hates small talk, hates pretending to be someone he's not. But he goes. Melania's 23. Tall, beautiful, Eastern European, Slovenian, she tells him. She moved to New York 3 years ago, works part-time at Forever 21 in Manhattan, does occasional modelling gigs, catalogue work, nothing major. She has dreams of being discovered, of being famous, of escaping the retail grind. They talk for an hour. She's intrigued by him. Most guys at parties try to impress her with money, with jobs, with connections. Donald doesn't. He's honest. I work at McDonald's, he says. Oh, she seems disappointed. But I'm investing in something that's going to change everything. What? Bitcoin? What's Bitcoin? He tries to explain. Digital currency, decentralized, no banks. She nods, but he can tell she doesn't get it. So it's like PayPal? No, it's better. How? Because no one controls it. She looks at him like he's speaking another language. They exchange numbers anyway. October 2011. They start dating. It's casual at first. Coffee dates, walks through Astoria Park, cheap dinners at diners where they split the bill. Melania is sweet, kind, but she doesn't understand his obsession with Bitcoin. Why do you check your phone so much? She asks. I'm checking the price. Of what? Bitcoin? That internet money thing? Yeah. How much are you up? Donald does the math. Bitcoin is at $5. His 144 Bitcoin are worth $720. He's down $490 from his total investment of $1,210. I'm down about 40%, he admits. Why don't you sell? Because it's going to go up. How do you know? I just do. She doesn't push, but he can see the doubt in her eyes. November 2011, Bitcoin drops to $2. Donald's 144 Bitcoin are worth $288. He's lost 76% of his investment. Melania's frustrated. You need to sell. Cut your losses. No. Donald, you're losing money every day. I'm not losing anything. I still have my Bitcoin. Your Bitcoin is worthless. It's not worthless. It's undervalued. That's the same thing. It's not. They fight. She storms out. Comes back an hour later with Thai food. They eat in silence. She brings it up again. I'm just worried about you. You're obsessed with this. It's not healthy. I'm fine. You're not fine. You work a shit job. You live in a shit apartment. And you're betting everything on internet money that's crashing. It's not crashing. It's correcting. What's the difference? Donald doesn't answer. Because he doesn't know. But he doesn't sell. December 2011. Bitcoin stays around $2 to $3 for the rest of the year. Donald works through Christmas, through New Year's. Kevin offers him holiday pay, time and a half. Donald takes every shift available. He spends Christmas Day at McDonald's, serving families who came in after opening presents. He watches children run around the play place, their parents exhausted and grateful, for a cheap meal. He goes home that night, eats a cold quarter-pounder, falls asleep watching Bitcoin threads on his laptop. This is his life. January, February, March. Bitcoin barely moves, oscillates between $4 and $6. Donald's 144 Bitcoin are worth about $720. He's still down 40%. The forums are dead. Fewer posts, fewer comments. The hype is gone. The dreamers have left. Only the true believers remain. Donald posts occasionally, argues with skeptics, gets into long debates about the future of money, the inevitability of hyperinflation, the corruption of central banks. He gets banned twice for aggressive language, creates new accounts, gets banned again. But he's learning, reading, studying. He watches every YouTube video about economics, about monetary policy, about the 2008 financial crisis. He reads articles about the Federal Reserve, about quantitative easing, about how money is created out of thin air by banks. Bitcoin makes sense to him now, not just as an investment, as a philosophy, as a rebellion against a system that's rigged against people like him. April 2012, Bitcoin hits $5. Melania moves in with him, not because they're ready, but because her lease is up and she can't afford a new place on her own. The studio feels even smaller with two people. They share the mattress on the floor, share the mini fridge, share the bathroom where you have to stand sideways to close the door. They fight more, about money, about Bitcoin, about the future. What's your plan, Donald? My plan is Bitcoin. That's not a plan, that's a gamble. It's an investment. You've been investing for over a year. You're still broke. I'm not broke. I have Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't pay rent. She's right. But Donald doesn't care. Summer 2012. Bitcoin climbs slowly. $6, $7, $8, $10. By August, Donald's 144 Bitcoin are worth $1,440. He's made back his initial investment. He's broken even. Melania is cautiously optimistic. Maybe you were right, she says. I told you. But you should sell some. Take some profit. Not yet. When? When it's enough. How much is enough? Donald doesn't answer. Because he doesn't know. $10,000? $100,000? $1 million? When does he stop? When does he cash out? When does he go from believer to seller? He doesn't know. So he holds. Bitcoin hits $12 in November. Donald's 144 Bitcoin are worth $1,728. He's up 43%, but it's not enough. Not yet. Kevin calls him into the office. Donald, we need to talk. What now? You've been with us for almost 2 years. Yeah, and you're a good worker when you focus. Thanks, I guess. So I'm giving you a raise. $9.25. 50 cents? A 50-cent raise. Donald stares at Kevin, waiting for the punchline. But Kevin is serious. That's it, 50 cents? That's the maximum I can authorize without corporate approval. 50 cents more per hour. That's $20 more per week. Every bit helps, Donald laughs. Not a happy laugh, a bitter, angry laugh. $20 a week, Kevin. That's 1 trip to the movies. That's 3 Chipotle burritos. That's a MetroCard that lasts 2 days instead of 1. I'm trying to help you. You're insulting me. Kevin's jaw tightens. If you don't want it, I can give it to someone else. No, I'll take it. Because I need it. Because I have no choice. But don't pretend you're doing me a favor. Donald leaves the office. Goes back to the register. His Bitcoin are worth $1,728. His annual salary just went from $15,925 to $16,900. The math is obvious. Bitcoin is a better job than McDonald's will ever be. January. Bitcoin starts moving. $13, then $15, then $20. Donald's 144 Bitcoin are worth $2,880. Something is different this time. The price isn't just bouncing, it's climbing, steadily, deliberately. The forums come back to life. New users, new posts, new energy. Bitcoin is back. This is just the beginning. $100 by the end of the year. Donald is at work when Bitcoin hits $30. He's in the middle of taking an order when he checks his phone. The customer, a middle-aged woman with 2 kids, notices. "Excuse me, are you listening?" "Sorry, yeah, what do you want?" 2 Happy Meals with nuggets and a large fries. Donald rings it up on autopilot. His mind is elsewhere. Bitcoin is at $30. His 144 Bitcoin are worth $4,320. He has more money in Bitcoin than he's ever had in his life, and it's still going up. March 2013. Bitcoin hits $50, then $70, then $100. The media starts noticing. Articles in Forbes, Bloomberg, CNBC. Bitcoin, the digital currency that could change everything. Is Bitcoin the future of money? What is Bitcoin and why should you care? Donald reads every article, watches every news segment. He sees economists dismiss it as a bubble. He sees tech people defend it as revolutionary. He sees politicians call it dangerous. He doesn't care what they think. He knows he's right. Bitcoin hits $130 in April. Donald's 144 Bitcoin are worth $18,720. He's 27 years old. He makes $16,900 a year at McDonald's. He has $18,720 in Bitcoin. He walks into Kevin's office on a Tuesday afternoon. The lunch rush just ended. The restaurant smells like grease and floor cleaner. "Kevin, I need to talk to you." Kevin looks up from his paperwork. Inventory reports, shift schedules, health inspection prep. "What's up?" "I'm quitting." Kevin blinks. "What?" "I quit, I'm done." "Donald, don't be stupid. Is this about the raise? Because I told you I can't." "It's not about the raise, it's about me. I need to leave." "And do what?" "I don't know yet." "But it's not this." Kevin stands up. He's frustrated now, angry even. "You know how many people would kill for this job? You know how lucky you are?" "Lucky?" Donald laughs. "Kevin, I've been here for 2 years. I make $9 an hour. I can't afford to go to the dentist. I can't afford new shoes. I eat expired food from the trash. You call that lucky?" "It's a job, Donald. It's steady. It's reliable. It's a trap. And I'm done being trapped." Kevin's face goes red. "You're making a mistake." "Maybe, but it's my mistake to make." Donald takes off his name tag, sets it on Kevin's desk, takes off his hat, his uniform shirt. He walks out in his undershirt and jeans, leaves through the front door. The customers stare. Maria calls after him. "Donald, where are you going?" He doesn't answer. He just walks, out of the restaurant, down Northern Boulevard, past the check-cashing places and bodegas and nail salons, past the bus stops where people wait in the cold, past the whole neighborhood that's been his prison for 2 years. He walks for an hour, until his feet hurt, until his legs ache, until he's standing in front of his apartment building, staring up at the window of his 280-square-foot studio. He's free. For the first time in his life, he's free. April 2013. Bitcoin hits $260. Donald's 144 Bitcoin are worth $37,440. Then it crashes. $260 becomes $150 in a day. Then $100, then $70. By July, Bitcoin is at $8. The forums panic. "Bubble popped. Told you it was a scam. Everyone who bought over $100 is fucked." Melania's hysterical. "You quit your job for this?" "Yeah." "It's crashing, Donald. It's correcting. It's the same thing." By the end of April, Bitcoin is at $120. Donald's 144 Bitcoin are worth $17,900. $280. He's lost $20,000 in 2 weeks, but he doesn't panic. He's been through this before. 2011 taught him something. Volatility is part of the game. If you can't handle the swings, you don't deserve the gains. He doesn't sell. Summer 2013. Bitcoin stabilizes around $100 to $120. Donald doesn't have a job. He's living off his savings, which are nearly gone. He has about $2,000 in his checking account, enough for 2 months of rent, food, and bills, maybe 3 if he's careful. Melania's the breadwinner now. She picks up extra shifts at Forever 21, works 50 hours a week, comes home exhausted. You need to get a job, Donald. I'm working on something. Working on what? Watching Bitcoin charts? I'm building something. Building what? He doesn't know yet, but he will. August 2013. Donald buys a cheap webcam from Best Buy, $39.99. Sets it up in his bedroom, the mattress on the floor visible in the background. He creates a YouTube account, Trump Talks Crypto. His first video, Why I Quit My Job at McDonald's to Invest in Bitcoin. He films it in one take, no script, no editing, just him talking into the camera. My name is Donald Trump. I'm 27 years old. I worked at McDonald's for 2 years, made $9 an hour, lived in a studio apartment in Queens. I was broke, miserable, trapped. Then I found Bitcoin, and everything changed. I'm not rich yet, but I'm free, and freedom is worth more than a paycheck. If you're working a job you hate, living paycheck to paycheck, feeling like there's no way out, Bitcoin is your way out. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be volatile. It's going to be scary. But it's the only chance people like us have to escape the system that's designed to keep us down. So if you're listening, buy Bitcoin, hold Bitcoin, don't sell. This is the future. He uploads the video. Doesn't expect much. It gets 12 views in the first week. 9 of them are his. But he makes another video. How Bitcoin works, explained simply. 23 views. Another. Why the rich hate Bitcoin. 47 views. He posts every other day, sometimes every day. Titles like, Bitcoin will hit $10,000. Here's why. The banks are lying to you. Why you're stupid if you don't own Bitcoin. The views trickle in. 50, 100, 200. By the end of 2013, he has 387 subscribers. It's not much, but it's something. November 2013. Bitcoin starts climbing again. $200, $300, $500. Donald's 144 Bitcoin are worth $72,000. The media goes insane. Bitcoin is everywhere. CNN, Fox News, MSNBC. Bitcoin hits $500. Is this a bubble? Libertarian dream or Ponzi scheme? The wild world of cryptocurrency. Donald makes a video. I told you so. It goes viral. 25,000 views in 2 days, then 50,000, then 100,000. Comments pour in. This guy is insane. This guy's a genius. I just bought my first Bitcoin because of this video. You're going to lose everything. Donald's subscriber count explodes. 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. Bitcoin hits $1,000 in November. Donald's 144 Bitcoin are worth $144,000. He films a video titled, We just hit $1,000. This is only the beginning. 2 million views. His YouTube channel has 50,000 subscribers by December 1st. December 2013. Bitcoin hits $1,100. Donald's 144 Bitcoin are worth $158,400. He's 27 years old. He's worth more than his father ever was, more than Kevin will ever be, more than everyone who doubted him. He proposes to Melania, buys a ring, nothing fancy, but real. She says yes. They move out of the studio, get a 1-bedroom in Astoria, hardwood floors, a real kitchen, windows that don't overlook a laundromat. See, Donald says. I told you. Melania is happy. For now. January 2014. Bitcoin starts dropping. $900, $800, $700. By March, it's at $500. Donald's 144 Bitcoin are worth $72,000. He's lost $86,000 in 3 months. But he doesn't panic. He's been here before. He makes YouTube videos explaining the dip. This is healthy. This is normal. Weak hands are selling. Strong hands are buying. His audience believes him. His subscriber count hits 100,000 by April. But Bitcoin keeps dropping. $400, $350, $300. By the end of 2014, Bitcoin is at $300. Donald's 144 Bitcoin are worth $43,200. He's lost 73% from the peak. Melania is panicking. You need to sell. We're losing money every day. We're not losing money. We just have less money than we did. That's the same thing, Donald. It's not. They fight constantly. About money. About Bitcoin. About the future. But Donald doesn't sell. Instead, he buys more. He takes $20,000 from his savings, money that was supposed to be for the wedding, and buys 66 more Bitcoin at $300. Total holdings, 210 Bitcoin. Average cost, about $550 per coin. Melania doesn't speak to him for a week. 2015. Bitcoin stays around $200 to $300 for the entire year. Donald's 210 Bitcoin are worth about $50,000 to $60,000. He's back to being comfortable, but not rich. He can pay rent, buy groceries, live a normal life. But he's not wealthy. His YouTube channel grows slowly. 150,000 subscribers by June. 200,000 by December. He monetizes his videos, makes about $1,500 per month from ad revenue. Not enough to live on. Not enough to matter. But he keeps posting, keeps believing, keeps preaching the gospel of Bitcoin. His most popular video from 2015, Why I'm Not Selling My Bitcoin and Why You Shouldn't Either. 800,000 views. 2016. Bitcoin starts climbing again. Slowly at first, $400 in January, $500 in May, $600 in July. Donald's 210 Bitcoin are worth $126,000 by August. Something else happens in 2016. Ethereum launches. Donald spends weeks researching it, watches every presentation by Vitalik Buterin, reads the white paper, joins Ethereum forums. This is bigger than Bitcoin, he tells his audience. Bitcoin is money. Ethereum is infrastructure. It's like comparing gold to the internet. Ethereum is trading at $10 in March 2016. Donald takes $50,000, money he's saved from YouTube and from his Bitcoin gains, and buys 5,000 Ethereum. Melania is furious. You're doing it again. You're gambling. I'm not gambling, I'm diversifying. You're insane. But Donald is convinced. Ethereum is the future. By December 2016, Ethereum is at $8. Donald's 5,000 Ethereum are worth $40,000. He's down $10,000 on his Ethereum bet. But Bitcoin is at $900. His 210 Bitcoin are worth $189,000. Total net worth, about $230,000. He proposes to Melania again. They were supposed to get married in 2015, but the money wasn't there. Now it is. They set a date, June 2017. January, Bitcoin hits $1,000. February, $1,200. March, $1,500. April, $2,000. Donald's 210 Bitcoin are worth $420,000. And Ethereum starts moving. $20 in March, $50 in April, $100 in May. Donald's 5,000 ETH are worth $500,000. Total net worth, $920,000. He's almost a millionaire. His YouTube channel explodes. 500,000 subscribers, then 750,000, then 1 million. He's on CNBC, Bloomberg, Fox Business. The McDonald's worker who became a crypto millionaire. Reporters ask him questions. What's your secret? I was broke, I had nothing to lose. What advice do you have for people? Buy Bitcoin, buy Ethereum, ignore the skeptics. They don't understand. He gets married in June. Small ceremony in Brooklyn. 50 people. His mother still doesn't come. She sent a card. Congratulations. Be careful with your money. Donald laughs when he reads it. June 2017. Ethereum hits $400. Donald's 5,000 ETH are worth $2 million. Bitcoin is at $3,000. His 210 Bitcoin are worth $630,000. Total net worth, $2,630,000. He's a millionaire. A multi-millionaire. He and Melania moved to Williamsburg. A 2-bedroom condo. Floor-to-ceiling windows. View of Manhattan. He buys a Tesla Model S Black. Fully loaded, $110,000. He buys a Rolex Submariner. $12,000. He feels invincible. July 2017. Donald launches a paid newsletter, Trump's Crypto Edge. $99 per month, crypto analysis, trading tips, portfolio advice. He gets 10,000 subscribers in the first month. That's $990,000 per month, $11,880,000 per year. He's making more from his newsletter than most people make in a decade. He hires an assistant, a video editor, an accountant. He's building an empire. September. Bitcoin hits $5,000. October. $6,000. November. $10,000. Donald makes a video. I told you Bitcoin would hit $10,000. 3 million views. December. Bitcoin hits $15,000. Then $19,000. Donald's 210 Bitcoin are worth $3,990,000. Ethereum is at $800. His 5,000 ETH are worth $4 million. Total crypto holdings, $7,990,000. Plus his newsletter income, $990,000 per month. He's worth over $10 million. He's 31 years old. 10 years ago, he was working at McDonald's for $8.75 an hour. December 2017. Donald is on top of the world. He starts Trump Capital, a crypto hedge fund. Give me your money. I'll 10 times it in a year. He raises $50 million from retail investors. People who watched his videos. People who believed in him. People who wanted to be him. He launches Trump Coin. The people's coin, by the people, for the people. It pumps 5,000% in 2 weeks. From 1 cent to 50 cents. Early investors make fortunes. Then it crashes. 50 cents to 5 cents. People lose money. A lot of money. Lawsuits start. You scammed us. This was a pump and dump. You're a fraud. Donald defends himself on YouTube. I didn't scam anyone. The market is volatile. If you can't handle the volatility, don't invest. But the damage is done. January 2018. Bitcoin drops from $19,000 to $10,000. Donald's 210 Bitcoin are worth $2,100,000. He's lost $1,900,000 in 2 weeks. It's just a correction, he tells his audience. This happened in 2013 and 2014. It always comes back, but it keeps dropping. February, $8,000. March, $7,000. April, $6,000. Trump Capital investors are furious. You promised us 10 times returns. You said this was a sure thing. Give us our money back, Donald tries to explain. Markets are cyclical. This is a bear market. It's temporary. But nobody wants to hear it. By June, Bitcoin is at $6,000. Donald's holdings are worth $1,260,000. Ethereum is at $400. His holdings are worth $2 million. Total $3,260,000. He's still a millionaire, but he's lost $5 million from the peak. July 2018. Class action lawsuits start piling up. Trump coin investors claim fraud. They claim Donald knew the coin was worthless. They claim he pumped and dumped. Trump capital investors claim negligence. They claim Donald misrepresented the risks. They claim he promised guaranteed returns. The legal fees are crushing. $50,000 per month, then $100,000 per month. Donald hires a lawyer. A good one. Expensive one. This is going to cost you at least $2 million to defend. Donald doesn't have $2 million in cash. He has to sell crypto. He sells 50 Bitcoin at $6,000. Gets $300,000. He sells 1,000 ETH at $400. Gets $400,000. The lawsuits drag on. Depositions, discovery, motions. It's exhausting, soul-crushing. October 2018. Melania leaves him. I can't do this anymore, Donald. We'll get through this. We always get through this. No, you always get through this. I'm just collateral damage. That's not fair. Fair? You gambled our future on internet money. You started a hedge fund with no experience. You launched a coin that destroyed people's savings. And now we're being sued by hundreds of people. That's not fair, Donald. That's insane. She packs her bags, moves out, files for divorce in November. The settlement takes 6 months. She gets half of everything. $1,500,000. Donald's net worth, $1,500,000. He's lost $9 million in less than a year. 2019. Bitcoin is at $4,000. Donald has 160 Bitcoin left. He sold 50 for legal fees, worth $640,000. Ethereum is at $150. He has 4,000 ETH left. He sold 1,000 for legal fees, worth $600,000. Total crypto, $1,240,000. But the legal fees keep coming. The lawsuits won't settle. By summer 2019, Donald is broke. He spent everything on lawyers. He sells more crypto, 100 Bitcoin at $8,000, gets $800,000, pays lawyers, settles some lawsuits, but more keep coming. By December 2019, Donald has 60 Bitcoin, 3,000 Ethereum, $50,000 in cash, no income. His YouTube channel is dead. He's lost 600,000 subscribers. The comments are brutal. You destroyed my life. I lost $50,000 because of you. You're a scam artist. He stops posting videos. March 2020. The world shuts down. Bitcoin crashes to $3,800. Donald's 60 Bitcoin are worth $228,000. Ethereum crashes to $100. His 3,000 Ethereum are worth $300,000. Total, $528,000. He's running out of money. Fast, he applies for jobs. But who wants to hire him? He's a cautionary tale, a meme, the guy who lost everything in crypto. He gets a job in June, customer support at Coinbase, $55,000 per year, remote. He moves out of Williamsburg, can't afford it anymore. Gets a 1-bedroom in Astoria, then a studio in Queens. Not the same one from 2011, but close, full circle. The rally he missed, July 2020. Bitcoin starts climbing. $10,000, then $12,000. Donald watches from the sidelines. His 60 Bitcoin are worth $720,000, but he doesn't sell. He's learned his lesson. This time I'll wait for $100,000. November 2020. Bitcoin hits $20,000. His 60 Bitcoin are worth $1,200,000. December 2020. $30,000. His 60 Bitcoin are worth $1,800,000. He's almost back, almost whole. March 2021. Bitcoin hits $60,000. Donald's 60 Bitcoin are worth $3,600,000. Ethereum hits $4,000. His 3,000 Ethereum are worth $12 million. Total $15,600,000. He's richer than he's ever been. But this time, he's learned. He's not making the same mistakes. He doesn't start a hedge fund, doesn't launch a coin, doesn't post on YouTube. He just holds and waits. I'll sell at $100,000, he tells himself. When Bitcoin hits $100,000, I'm out. I'm done. April. Bitcoin drops to $50,000. Just a dip, he thinks. May. $40,000. Still fine. June. $30,000. This is 2018 all over again. But it'll come back. He doesn't sell. July 2021. Bitcoin stabilizes around $30,000 to $35,000. Donald's 60 Bitcoin are worth about $2 million. Ethereum is at $2,000. His 3,000 ETH are worth $6 million. Total, $8 million. He's still wealthy, still okay, but he missed the top. Again. September. Bitcoin at $40,000. October. $60,000. Here we go, Donald thinks. This is it. $100,000 by Christmas. November. Bitcoin hits $68,000. His 60 Bitcoin are worth $4,080,000. Ethereum hits $4,800. His 3,000 ETH are worth $14,400,000. Total $18,480,000. Just a little higher, he thinks. Just $100,000. Then I'm out. But Bitcoin never hits $100,000. December. It drops to $50,000. January 2022. $40,000. Donald finally sells. At $40,000. He gets $2,400,000 for his 60 Bitcoin. He sells his Ethereum at $2,500, gets $7,500,000. Total, $9,900,000. After taxes, he's been holding for years, so long-term capital gains, about $7,500,000. He pays off the remaining legal fees, about $1 million. He's left with $6,500,000. He's 36 years old. He's worth $6.5 million. He's free. Finally, he's free. But 2022 is brutal. Luna crashes in May. $40 billion erased overnight. Celsius freezes withdrawals in June. $20 billion locked. Three Arrows Capital collapses in July. $10 billion gone. FTX collapses in November. $32 billion vanished. Donald still has $500,000 in crypto across various platforms. Staking rewards, yield farming, DeFi protocols. It all goes to zero. Every platform, every protocol, every promise of safe yield, gone. He's left with $6 million in his bank account. He's not broke, but he's not whole. December 2022. Donald deletes his YouTube channel. 1.2 million subscribers. Gone. Deletes his Twitter. 500,000 followers. Gone. Changes his name on LinkedIn. No more crypto investor, just product manager. He moves to Tampa, gets a job at a tech startup. SaaS company, B2B software, $95,000 per year. It's boring, safe, normal. He buys a modest 2-bedroom condo, $350,000. Pays cash. Buys a used Honda Accord, $25,000. Puts the rest in index funds. Vanguard. Boring. Safe. He dates occasionally. Nothing serious. Never remarries. He's 36 years old. He has $5.5 million in the bank after buying the condo and car. He's comfortable, secure, free, but he's not special anymore. 2035. Sarah Chen is 26 years old. PhD candidate at MIT, computer science. Her dissertation, The Sociology of Early Cryptocurrency Adoption, Class Risk, and the Digital Gold Rush. She's been researching for 2 years, reading old forum posts, watching archived YouTube videos, interviewing early Bitcoin adopters. Most of them are wealthy now. Venture capitalists, tech executives. I knew it would work, they all say. I saw the potential early. But Sarah notices something. Most early adopters came from privilege. They had safety nets. They could afford to lose. Then she finds an exception. A username on an archived Bitcoin talk thread. Real Donald YC. Posts from 2011. I work at McDonald's. I just spent my rent money on Bitcoin. Am I an idiot? Sarah keeps digging. Finds more posts. Hundreds of them. Bitcoin will hit $10,000. The banks are lying to you. If you're broke, Bitcoin is your only way out. She finds a deleted YouTube channel. Trump Talks Crypto. The videos are archived on the Wayback Machine. 1,847 videos, most under 10,000 views. She watches them all. One video stands out. March 2013. Why I quit my job at McDonald's. Donald, 27 years old, sitting in a tiny apartment, mattress on the floor in the background. I don't know if this will work. I don't know if Bitcoin will go to $10,000 or $0, but I'd rather fail trying something new than succeed at something I hate. McDonald's pays $9 an hour. Bitcoin might pay nothing, but at least with Bitcoin, I have a chance. At McDonald's, there is no chance, just a slow death in a polyester uniform. So I'm taking the risk, and if I lose everything, at least I'll lose it on my own terms. Sarah is crying by the end of the video. She spends 3 months tracking down Real Donald NYC. It's not easy. The trail is cold, the accounts are deleted, the name is common, but she finds him. Donald Trump, product manager at a SaaS company in Tampa. She sends an email. October 2035. Donald is 49 years old. He's senior product manager now. Makes $140,000 per year. Has $8.2 million in investments. His money has been growing in index funds for 13 years. He lives in a nice 3-bedroom house in Tampa. Dates a woman named Lisa. She's a teacher. They've been together for 3 years. He's happy, quiet, normal. He gets an email from Sarah Chen. Subject: Your story changed my life. He reads it. She wants to interview him. She's writing her dissertation about early Bitcoin adopters. She thinks his story is important, inspirational, unique. Most early adopters came from wealth, she writes, but you didn't. You were working class, you risked everything. You saw the future when no one else did. Your story needs to be told. Donald stares at the email for a long time. He types a response. I appreciate the interest, but I'm not that person anymore. That was a different life. I'm happy where I am now. I don't want to go back. He hovers over send, deletes it, types again. Sure, let's talk. Deletes it again. He closes his laptop. November 2035. Sarah flies to Tampa. They meet at a coffee shop in Hyde Park. Independently owned. Good espresso. Quiet. Sarah is nervous. She's built this whole dissertation around his story. What if he's nothing like she imagined? Donald arrives on time. Jeans, plain t-shirt. He looks normal. Older, tired, but normal. They sit, order coffee. Sarah starts asking questions. When did you first hear about Bitcoin? March 2011. I was working at McDonald's, late shift. I saw a post on Reddit. And you bought immediately? Not immediately. I thought about it for a few days. Then I bought $800 worth, which was literally all the money I had. Why? Because I was desperate. I was making $8.75 an hour, living in a studio above a laundromat. I couldn't afford to go to the dentist, couldn't afford new shoes. I was trapped, and Bitcoin felt like a way out. Were you scared? Terrified? But you did it anyway. Yeah. Why? Donald pauses, sips his coffee. Because the alternative was worse. The alternative was spending the next 40 years at McDonald's, or some other minimum wage job, working until my body gave out, dying poor like my father. I couldn't accept that, so I took the risk, Sarah writes furiously. And you turned $800 into millions. Yeah, then lost most of it. Yeah. Do you regret it? Donald thinks about this for a long time. No. 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 I regret some of the decisions I made, the hedge fund, the coin, the hubris, but I don't regret taking the risk, because even when I lost everything, I had more than I started with. I had experience, knowledge, confidence. I had proof that I could see something others couldn't. That's worth more than money. But you lost millions. I did. But I'm okay now. I have a good job, a nice house, a girlfriend I love. I'm happy, and I never would have gotten here if I'd stayed at McDonald's. Sarah stops writing, looks at him. Do you still believe in Bitcoin? Donald smiles. Do you? I'm asking you. I believe in taking risks. I believe in betting on yourself. I believe that the system is rigged against people like me, and sometimes the only way to win is to opt out. Bitcoin was my opt-out. It worked, then it didn't. Then it did again. But the real lesson wasn't about Bitcoin. It was about me. I learned that I'm capable of more than I thought. And that's the real wealth. Sarah closes her notebook. Can I use this in my dissertation? Sure. Can I use your real name? Donald hesitates. Yeah, why not? It's not like I'm hiding. January 2036. Sarah submits her dissertation. The Forgotten Prophets, Working-Class Bitcoin Adopters, and the Myth of Crypto Elitism. Donald Trump is the centerpiece, the case study, the hero. The paper argues that the narrative of crypto, wealthy tech bros getting richer, is incomplete. That there were working-class people who saw Bitcoin as liberation, who risked everything, who were right, and who were forgotten. The dissertation goes viral in academic circles. Then mainstream media picks it up. The New York Times, the McDonald's worker who predicted Bitcoin and lost everything. Bloomberg, the forgotten crypto millionaire, a working-class hero's rise and fall. Wired, Real Donald NYC, the story of an early Bitcoin adopter you've never heard of. Documentary producers reach out. Podcast hosts reach out. Book agents reach out. Donald declines all of them. I'm not interested, he tells Sarah. I told you my story. You can share it. But I'm done being public. February 2036. Bitcoin hits $2.4 million per coin. Donald still has 0.5 Bitcoin in an old wallet. He bought it in 2013 as a backup. Forgot about it. It's worth $1.2 million. He donates it to a scholarship fund for low-income students pursuing computer science degrees. Anonymous donation. No press release, no attention. Just a quiet gesture. March 2036. Donald is at a diner in Tampa, his favourite spot. Good coffee, cheap eggs, no frills. The TV above the bar is showing CNBC. Bitcoin hits new all-time high, $2.4 million per coin. The waitress, a young woman, maybe 22, sees him watching. You into that Bitcoin stuff? Used to be. Make any money? Some. Lost most of it. Damn, that sucks. Yeah, but I'm okay now. She refills his coffee. My boyfriend just bought some. Says we're going to be rich. Donald smiles. Maybe you will be. You think so? I don't know, but I hope so. She walks away. Donald looks out the window. Tampa Bay shimmers in the morning sun. Somewhere, a kid is buying their first Bitcoin. Somewhere, someone is about to lose everything. Somewhere, the cycle continues. Donald Trump finishes his eggs, pays the check, leaves a $20 tip on a $12 meal. He walks to his car, drives to work, sits in his office, answers emails, attends meetings. At lunch, he gets a text from Lisa. "Dinner tonight? I'm making pasta." He smiles. Texts back. "Can't wait." He puts his phone down, stares at his computer screen. The system is still rigged. The world is still unfair. But Donald Trump is free. And that's enough. In March 2011, a 25-year-old McDonald's worker from Queens spent his last $800 on Bitcoin. By 2017, he was worth $10 million. By 2022, he was back to normal. His YouTube channel was deleted. His predictions were forgotten. His name was buried in old forums that nobody reads anymore. But in 2035, a graduate student found his videos and remembered. Some people see the future too early. Some people are right at exactly the wrong time. Some people bet everything and lose. Some people bet everything and win. Some people do both. This was one of them. This is the story of the forgotten whale, the man who worked at McDonald's, the man who saw Bitcoin when it was worth $1, the man who believed when no one else did, the man who risked everything, the man who lost everything, the man who survived. His name was Donald Trump, and this was his story.